Crypto. Shiba Swap's Bone token looks like it's getting ready to do something. Now currently it's sitting at $1.64, has a circulating supply of 229 million, maximum supply of 230 million. I think that's pretty cool. Much better than its Shiba counterpart. Recent volume trading has been about 16 million. Market cap is currently sitting at 376 million. Price history on this coin has been pretty interesting. Just right off, looking at on CoinMarketCap, we can see that we got a double bottom scenario playing out right now. All-time high for this coin hit an amazing $41.67 September 13th, 2021. All-time low was about 10 months ago in May of last year when Bone hit a low of 28.99 cents. Currently on the daily, been tracking this for a little while, and we are still in this parabolic kind of structure here, this rounding bottom shape. I'm on MexC and I don't have the full trading data, but if you remember, this is a higher bottom from a previous bottom, forming overall a larger double bottom structure, which has a top right up here about $2.37. Now, current price structure has twice broken to the downside of this trend line. Now we've retested it and lost it again. However, it's showing a likelihood that we will come back up after we found support here at this 50 daily moving average and retest this line. Now I'm looking probably just right around $2 area. This is a 618 Fibonacci area, and chances are that it'll probably find some rejection here since we broke this main trend. Not a bad thing though. It just gives us a little bit of a pullback that we can play to our advantage and get back into it at some lower prices. And that could be any of these three prices that I have here. Now, the lowest I'm looking at is probably about $1.38. Next target would be at this area of $1.50. Area after that would be about $1.60, about where it's currently trading. So I'm looking at the possibility of it going from where it is now up to here, getting a pullback to retest the current areas it's at now, pretty much coming back to retest this orange trend line at some point before working its way up. Since we are in a parabolic structure, it will continue in this way until it doesn't, and that would be the moment where it actually breaks through the bottom of this orange line. Now, what I like to do to safeguard myself in those situations is to actually take a trend line like the one we have here and then put it toward its lows and find a good area where it has lots of wicks. Now, this will be my line in the sand. Now, if Shiba happens to come down and actually close a candle below this trend line, this orange one that I've just put here, I'll consider that as being a strong sign of reversal that we're going to continue down. So that's the line in the sand I would look at, drawing a trend line connecting the bottom here to these bottom wicks and setting your stop loss is somewhere beneath that. So those are some good entry targets to get into the bone if you're not there already, or some good places to maybe add to your current position. Now, I find it interesting that this area right here that we're fighting so hard to get past is our overall Fibonacci 618 retracement area for the much larger move. Now, once we clear this area of 170, we've got a shot to make it up to these higher prices, possibly even as high as $2.35 to make a double top here. And from here, we can expect a retracement. What we may be doing is making a cup and handle type pattern that could explode later on, say midsummer, up to some much higher prices. And if I zoom out a little bit, I'll show you what those targets are. I have a target at $3.02, $3.38, $3.84, and even up to $4.02 for a longer term trade. And that would in essence be of us coming up to this area and possibly flagging out here. But once we break through this area of $2.36, flip it as support, these higher targets are in play. And from our current area, we're looking at a 77% return at $3.03, 98% increase at $3.37, 126% increase at $3.84, and 136% if we make it up to $4.01. Now, this is a long-term play for this project. However, you shorter-term traders may be looking at these lower targets at $2.09 and around $2.37. Now, just checking on my indicators, they look very interesting at the moment. Currently on the daily chart, we can see that the stochastics have taken a turn to the downside. Money flow is starting to come out. Volume weighted average price is starting to come to the downside, starting to get a little bit of tip in this momentum wave. So it's a good chance that before we actually make it up to these higher highs, say about $2, that we will come back down and retest these lower areas. Now that could possibly be down to this 100-day moving average. By the time it gets there, it should probably be right around $1.38 lining up with this target. So do look for a possibility of us coming down to some of these targets, and that might be a good place to actually start building your bag or adding to your bag. This little sliver of green on the Ichimoku cloud suggests that, yeah, we still got some more upward action to come. This little sliver of red that we've got right there suggests that we want to trade a little sideways down here for a little while. One caveat that I do want to throw out there very quickly is the possibility that we may be forming a head and shoulders pattern. Now, if this happens and price does come back down to this area, say about $1.41. Watch this area very carefully if we do see the price break through there. And I put this trend line back on because that does fall in line with the theory that we were talking about earlier. If we fall below this price, chances are we can go lower. If we make this head and shoulders pattern, there is a very deep measured move that comes in all the way down at 64 cents. Now, should that happen, prices would get stuck about $1.19 at weekly support, continue falling to 91.6 cents at weekly support until finally coming down near our measured move target of about 65 cents. So be alert for signs of that happening. However, with this area right here where the 100 daily moving average has crossed over the 200, chances are more likely that support will be found in this region and that price will continue carrying up, but this will not play out. But just as a warning, keep an eye on that idea. The biggest thing I would be looking at is probably my moving averages, and it looks as though that the 9-day moving average is strong, and we may actually find support here at the 50-day moving average, and that's current price right around $1.57. That may be the bounce that will take us up past the $1.70 mark that we really need to get up and flip as support, and once we do that, we can see higher action. And just taking a quick look here on the 4-hour, we can see that we are also finding support at the 4-hour 50-day moving average. We're still under the 200, and we've been finding some rejection there, so this could be us coming down to retest these areas as we just discussed. But if we do see a break above that 200, we're falling into what we just said before, finding support here at the 618 Fibonacci at 170 and upward action from there. So currently we're trading a little bit sideways with Shiba Inu. It's a good chance to add something to your bag, in my opinion. As long as we do not break below this orange trend line right here, we are in some very good standing, potentially going to a parabolic run. If you found this information helpful, hit the like, maybe subscribe to the channel, check out our free Telegram group. And as always, my name is Lane, your crypto road dog, reminding you that you got this, baby.
You like what you see, then please subscribe, and if you like what we do, then smash that like button too. And if you love to drag it down, leave a comment down below. I like road dog crypto. I like road dog crypto.